Hi, this is Alan Lee, and this is my video application for Dev Bootcamp. Now, don't adjust your monitors. What you're seeing is not a mistake. You should be looking at a screencast of my computer, in addition to a videocast of my hands on a keyboard. And just to reassure you that it's actually me talking, I'm going to hold my iPhone up so you can see me. That's me talking, and that's me with a webcam strapped to my forehead. And you may be asking yourself why I have a webcam strapped to my forehead, and it's because this is one of the many hacks that we had to come up with in order to better teach high school kids how to model in spreadsheets. For the past 2 years in my off hours, I've been training high school kids and college kids in how to spreadsheet model, and one of our thesis is that the reason why people don't learn Excel is because it takes them too long to do a lot of things. They don't learn the keyboard shortcuts. So in order to teach them keyboard shortcuts, we need to teach them not only what's going on in the screen up here, but also the keys that I'm pressing, because we go very fast, and of course they need to see the hands on the keyboard, because hand positioning is very important. It's a lot like learning piano. You need to instill proper habits in the beginning. So here's a lesson that. And so the reason why I'm using the screencast is because you guys had requested for us to teach you something. Be careful what you wish for, because I'm actually going to teach you something, hopefully something that you may even use. This is a real world problem that I had with my developer. My developer is a rock star in multiple languages, Java, C++, you name it, but I kick his ass in Excel. And when he asks for a large amount of data in Excel, for film data, I gave it to him in Excel, and he really didn't know. It was really hard for him to work with it. So let's look at this spreadsheet up here. Open up I'm using Google Docs here because it's accessible to everyone. What would you do if you needed to select this entire data set here? Well, the first thing you might do is you take your mouse, click on the first cell, and you hold it and drag it all the way down. But that takes a long time. Another thing you could do is you could hold your shift key down and arrow up and arrow down all the way to the bottom. Maybe you could hold it down. But that takes a long time too. I mean, imagine if this spreadsheet had 1 million rows, 1 million records, it would take you forever. So here's a keyboard shortcut that we learned. Hold out Control and Shift at the same time. Arrow down and arrow right, and you have the entire selection. Control C to copy it. Key over to whatever editor you're using. Control V, and you have your data. Let's take it another step further, because this data is actually not that useful for someone that's going to put it into SQL. From my limited knowledge of Excel, I understand that the syntax for putting it into Excel is a bit more involved. So here's what we're going to do. We're actually going to create some columns here using our keyboard shortcut. Notice that I haven't touched my mouse yet. Alt-IC, and you insert a column in Google Docs. Do it again, because you're going to be putting in the syntaxes, the single quotation, and the commas that you need in order to make this appropriate for SQL. Now I'm going to type in your open paren and your single quotation, put that here. Now this isn't going to be the most elegant way to do things, but believe me, this may be the fastest way. And in the world of hacking, let's face it, speed is our friend. So I'm going to put in this, and using again the keyboard shortcuts that we just learned, which is Control Shift, I'm able to copy this, Control C, hold Shift Control down, arrow down, and have the entire selection highlighted, Control V to paste it. Now you need to repeat this for every column, but we're not going to do the same thing. We're actually going to again use Control Shift, copy paste this whole thing all the way across. And the last one doesn't have that. It actually has the closing parentheses. And in Excel, in order to recognize it as a string, you have to put double quotations. So Control C, hold Shift Control down again, Control V. Now you have the entire selection. Maybe this might work. Using again our keyboard shortcuts, I'm going to get rid of this and copy paste it. But now you have these crazy tabs in between each of these characters. Now you could do a find replace in Microsoft Word, but that's an extra step that you don't need to do. So let's go back to our spreadsheet and let's use a very simple formula here to get rid of all those tabs. we're going to use a concatenate feature, and again using Control Shift I'm going to highlight the entire row of data, close your parentheses, Control C again, Control Shift hold down, same keystroke that I taught you, all the way to the bottom. Now we have all our values in one column. I'm going to select this entire column, Control C again, go back to Microsoft Word, delete all the old data, Control V, and there you have it. You have this I could send to my developer either in the text of an email or maybe in Word, and he can copy paste this entire selection. So we've saved a lot of time using Excel, and hopefully maybe you'll find a use for this as well. And hopefully you've learned a little something about me as well, which is when it comes to teaching my students, I'll pull out all the stops, and I don't mind looking ridiculous by having a camera strapped to my head. So anyways, thanks for watching the video, and hopefully hear from you soon. Bye.